Welcome in. It is the match episode because some of us are watching, and Rubber Shoes is going to keep his mouth shut. Some of us are recording to laser disc amongst other tangible media to watch later. But of course, I'll complain about this to a greater extent in a couple seconds. The match is taking place as we speak, as we are cutting the show. So welcome into ATB at the buzzer. You've got myself in beautiful downtown New Hampshire. Scotty Dukes is in beautiful downtown Maine. Adam, the 3-season porch in Connecticut.
Isn't it lovely?
Love it. And of course,
you could have been enjoying a beer out here, Tim, but
it's a
mile away. It was too far away.
The moment I knew I was in Connecticut, I forgot we left. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Crazy. All right, you pulled a little of that this weekend, but we'll get to that later too.
Can I just do one thing on the match?
Rubber Shoes and Little Shoes live from Lowell.
I just want to confirm one thing.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers did show up.
Oh, phew. All right,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Which is more than we can say for Timmy when he comes to Connecticut to see me.
I'll take Offlet football for 500, Alex.
Oh.
Wow.
Holding out hope.
All right, so we're gonna get into it. We appreciate you joining us. If you're enjoying the content and the show and tolerating Rubber Shoes on Instagram with the updates and the rants, it's a pleasure. We invite you to go and find our link tree and all of our social media. We still have somebody cobbling a hat together, so merch is on the way.
Oh boy,
at some point. And there was a vote put in by my sister Jennifer that we absolutely have to get branded Crocs for the show.
Yes,
I love that.
Like she said, what are they? I think they're called gibbets.
Gibbets, yep.
We have to have
gibbets.
Yeah, the little things, the little things you put in the holes in the. Oh, he's good.
That was so fast. That was like it was so fast.
We don't talk about this before the show starts. We
really don't.
It's so good. Oh, those are slides. Those aren't.
Yeah, these are my new rubber slides.
Oh my.
Rubber slides. I showed you my Cape Cod edition ones that I have.
Yeah, I saw when I went to get mine, they only had like the lime green ones in your style, but those are nice.
What's your style?
Cushy.
I didn't see those.
Oh, I can bring those up.
He sent the picture on text.
Oh yeah, stand by.
I ignore half of those. No, I'm just.
Oh, there it is. Hang on.
Are they called Cape Cod Crocs? Do they say Cape Cod on them?
No. They should.
You should get a pair that say Cape Cod.
Adam, you got to pay attention because one of them is going to say, "We just signed $1 million deal with Crocs." You know?
Or not.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, hang on. What is happening here? I don't feel like that's that.
Is that a baby Yoda mug you're drinking out of, Little Shoes?
Yeah.
Is it really? God bless you.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Thirsty you are.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thanks.
Thanks.
While we're waiting for Tim to pull this up, I want to know how many Tom Brady dolls do we have at the Shoes household?
There's like 2 behind him, but there's like 8 that he's staring at right now.
There's three behind me, and there's
it is bordering. It is
2,
bordering
3,
on
4, 5, 6
restraining order territory.
That I can see
7 dolls of Tom Brady alone. Oh, Rubber Shoes.
Plus
Little Shoes is going to get the other ones.
Yeah, as he should.
Right. Let's see.
Here you go, Adam. Stand by.
Oh, I did see those.
God,
those are nice. I like those.
What's your problem?
I wouldn't buy them for myself, but I like those. I can see.
I got one too, by the way.
Those are
Super
good for
Bowl
vacation.
edition one.
That's all they're good for is vacation.
Vacation.
Those go from the cottage
to the beach.
And back to those will not even see the public. Yes.
Right. Oh, that's
Tim,
how it should be.
Nobody wants to see my candy corns in the wild.
I started out just using them to take the trash out.
Yep.
That's how it all starts.
You get addicted. Yep.
And 20 years later, it's your nickname, and you have 50 pairs of them.
Yep.
Well, anyone who's a fan of the show and tired of looking at my catcher's mitt of a face, you can enjoy next week. I will be on assignment at the Cape, so these fearless gentlemen will be holding down the show without me. So we've got that to look forward to.
You're a little slacker though, Tim, because Rubber Shoes did the wrap up and rant live from the beach. We can't get
and North Conway
a story.
Yet at nobody's request that took place. Wasn't in his contract. You know why? None of us have contracts.
Nobody wants one.
You're making my point. You're making my point.
It got like 11 likes. What are you talking about?
We have to have a round table where we all get together and be like, so what is the point of all this?
What are we doing here?
It's a show about nothing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a pirate.
They They already did that show.
Yeah, that's already taken.
God bless them. So let's get into the light reading of the week. First and foremost, let's talk about the hot dog results.
Oh,
Let's discuss the hot dog
Yeah.
results.
I was a little off with my guess.
What did
who
you
won,
go,
who
little
won the
shoes?
family pool?
I was 70. I was what was it? 70 and a half. Yeah.
70 and a half. All right.
I tried
and,
to
We're way low.
lowball it.
the Rubber Shoes is our official show bookie. You had everything written down?
Yep. Timmy nailed it.
Yeah.
Timmy nailed it.
You
with
went one over, right?
Nice.
He had 76. I had 77. I think Scotty Dukes had 73. You were right around the over under. And then I think Adam was like 70 3/4 or something like that.
No, come on. Was it like that? I think I was 74.
71,
70
no
and
bun.
3/4.
Yeah. I'm going to tease the parlay.
But yeah, Tim nailed it. He's the winner. He
Well,
should have bet on DraftKings.
The only betting he ever wins is the hot dog eating
When,
contest.
when he doesn't bet.
Nitrate
yeah.
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this concerning that, though. Was it not 76 that was the new record?
It is the
It was.
new record.
That's
Yeah,
a new
it's
record.
a new
Yeah.
record.
And I feel like he's, God bless him. I mean, Joey Chestnut signed my baby if I ever see him in person, for sure, right? Which is ultimately Cameron. So Cameron's going to take a signature on the forehead at this point. So in the grand scheme of things, don't you know that he's already ready to eat 77? He's just biding his time.
Of course.
Like he's done 85 with his friends. Like you know that. And they've all signed an
Well,
NDA. and
so-
he's like, I got to march this out for 10 more years.
Right.
You know?
As I think Tim and Adam know, I don't know if it was on the text with Scotty Dukes or not, but I watched the 30 for
Yeah,
30 on
That was great.
Joey Chestnut. Oh yeah, the Little Shoes watched it with me. So on Kobayashi and Chestnut.
That
was
promoter was
very
a real
interesting.
jerk.
They-
Where's the Joey Chestnut Funko Pop? That's what I want to know.
Actually, he has a line of condiments coming out.
Yeah.
but
Oh.
Careful.
no,
Careful. We'll
No
cover your
Funko
dog
Pops
one way
yet.
or the other.
no Funko Pops yet.
I just want to make sure that they're very careful when they create the Funko Pop and the angle and everything that's
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out
that's
or
smart.
in or
That's
whatever.
smart.
That
Yep.
It'll
could
be
get
out
Yep.
by next July
dicey
4th.
pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
I think it'll
Glizzy
be
King
with
of Coney
the-
Island.
the
God help
Mouth
us.
covered with the two hands. That would probably be the best one.
Yeah.
That would probably
That's
be-
the
That's how
Chase
they always
version.
end it, because whatever's in their hand covered the mouth counts.
Did they confirm on that 30 for 30? God bless ESPN and Disney. They did a 30 for 30 on Joey Chestnut.
Best
Right.
They
sport.
confirm on that show that he actually evacuates after the fact, or is that like,
That did not come up.
okay, pun intended?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
like-
come on, come on.
Are we
I can't
sure?
believe there was a 30 for 30 on Joey
Yeah,
Chestnut.
yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
That really
Definitely
pisses
can.
all over
And
the entire
Just
series.
to let you know, they totally blackballed Kobayashi
Yeah.
because he wasn't from America.
Oh.
Totally blackballed.
Well, you
He-
can't
once the
win
promoter
a
got
4th of
someone-
July thing.
Yeah, once the promoter got someone that was good, that was
Yeah,
actually
the-
American, he just pushed
He actually
he made it
put
harder
it
and harder.
on the map. Kobayashi put it on the map,
If
and
it
once
wasn't
they
for
got
him,
an
that there wouldn't be-
American to beat him, they pushed him to the side.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you're saying the hot dog eating contest is rigged?
Not rigged,
Not
but
rigged.
they can pick and choose who they
Who they
allow
want.
in it.
Strife
They
with
hope they do.
controversy,
Yeah.
Adam. Strife with controversy.
You should
The
give it a look.
WWE.
Yeah. That should be the new show. The new show name is WWE.
There was also on the 4th of July thing the lemonade chug. I don't know if any of you saw
Oh,
that.
for
With-
God's sakes. The
with
lemonade
Badlands
chug?
This giant dude, freaking, it was probably this much lemonade, did it like 30 seconds, killed it. He has a YouTube where he chugs like everything. I saw him take like a giant wine glass, take every flavor of Mountain Dew and chug it in under a minute.
That's disgusting and not necessary.
I would like less of that in my life.
I want none of that in my life.
So
Jeez.
on the other side of the coin, and Rubber Shoes is doing a good job. He hasn't shown us any excitement whatsoever. You're watching the match right now, but not giving any information out in real time.
We can't be
Yeah.
guaranteed that that's going to stay the case if
It
Tom
better- it
Brady's
better
pants
stay the
split.
case.
They haven't even
Get in your
started.
prop bets now if he's gonna spoil it.
Here's
still-
where
still
I'm
on the-
annoyed. By.
They're on the practice range still. It's not
Yeah,
even.
it's my understanding was pregame at 5 and then the real deal at 5:30. Here's where I'm fascinated by this. The match last year with Brady, I believe, was Memorial-ish Day weekend. And it was when everybody was like that, like people were still in their homes, but just starved for
Yeah,
anything that was
they just need
typical.
something.
Right.
It was such great programming. It was so needed at the time in the middle of COVID. And I guess I'm just fascinated right now that with a I'm going to call it a 4-day weekend because I took Friday off. With a 4-day weekend, how they couldn't have dropped this yesterday is troublesome to me. When I looked, I'm like, July 6th, wait a minute, that's Tuesday. That's a school day. We're all back to work. Like, what is happening right now?
I know, that is strange.
Well,
It's
Very random.
they should have did it next week because next week is like the dead air because of the All-Star break. So
Yes.
usually, but where the NBA will still have their finals going on, it won't
And
be
the
totally dead, but
ESPYs, nobody
yeah,
wants to
that's-
miss the ESPYs.
Oh, that's why they can't have it. Oh,
Pardon
no,
me
it's on
while
a
I fall
different
asleep.
channel.
Oh,
I
Lord.
would have went right up against the ESPYs if I was TBS.
You think the match would beat out the ESPYs?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All day. I would
I don't
watch
think
the
so.
match with no volume in black and white backwards before I'd watch the ESPYs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All raise your hand. if you've
I
ever
like
watched
an
the
award
match
show. I like an award
all
show.
day.
With nothing on, I don't watch the ESPYs.
Wait, come on. That's not true. That is not true. I don't
Watches
believe
the 30 for 30 about the ESPYs. after the fact.
I mean, I probably watched the first couple years of them, and yeah, I don't. If I happen to be scrolling through the channels and it's on, and I'll accidentally watch it, but I don't. It's
I
not,
like the
it's not
ESPYs when Peyton
appointment
Manning
TV
hosts it.
anymore.
Peyton Manning was a good host of the ESPYs.
Yes. Yeah. That's a huge
That was
part of
good.
it. And I think now I just think award shows in general are just
Yeah, they're sleepy.
they're a little tone deaf, and then there's just such
Little political.
all the things. And then
Yeah.
but then you look at what Richie Gervais did at what was it, the Golden
Oh yeah,
Globes
the
a few
Golden
years ago?
Globes. Yeah.
He was phenomenal.
Oh,
And he
he's
just ripped out- He's
hysterical.
like, he goes, you guys have no right to speak it to the American people about real life. Like he roasted. And
Yeah, he
of
did.
course he wasn't invited back. God bless him. But also ironic that he stood up and pontificated about the American public and what we need to hear as a
Brit.
as a
Yep.
Brit, yes, who's probably got American citizenship at this point. But so the match is on. We'll go in depth with that. The guys will talk about that next week for sure. Let's jump to probably the biggest niblet. We love that when we cut this show, something happens in real time. More often than not with the Patriots. And in the last hour, Dr. Nikhil Harry has decided he will practice elsewhere. What?
Yeah, his
Who-
agent released a statement, like a specific, like very formal statement stating that he's been working behind the scenes with the Patriots to basically, from what it sounded like, to get him more involved in the offense, which that's just weird to me. I don't know if anyone else finds that weird. Like the agents trying to get them, like, yeah, let me sit down with McDaniels and let's try and get you in. Like, what? No, you don't do that.
No.
So, and basically, after kind of talking about all the work they've been doing behind the scenes, he's like, I think it's in best interest for both parties to part ways before training camp starts, so that Nikhil's able to come up to speed with everybody else, whichever team ends up taking him.
Isn't there an easy way to get more involved in the offense? Like get yourself open.
Step one, be tall. Step two, catch the ball.
Right.
He's got one covered.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Guy gave him that, but the other thing he doesn't do very often.
Well, here's the irony. And if this is part of like Brady playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers, if he ends up in a Bucs uniform, like my long-term plan is I will undersell him. I will eventually go to South Florida and be the quarterback. And then I will
It's
get
like a 4-year plan. So if there's a T-Mobile commercial in a couple of months with him and Nikhil Harry, we know what happened.
Nikhil Harry just
well,
becomes
I
Jerry
also
Rice.
feel like he's so damaged on the open market too, because the greatest of all time made it pretty clear, unspoken, pretty clear that he wasn't a fan.
Right.
So
Can the Patriots request that his skills actually show up?
I think there should be a rule that you have to have a certain number of catches in the NFL before you can request a trade. Like that's nuts. Like why?
Because right now I have the same right to request a trade
Exactly.
from the Patriots as Nikhil Harry does.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, the funny thing was too, it wasn't even like the agent actually brought up his targets, that he's only been targeted 86 times.
Not open.
Okay, he's not open, but he's caught the ball 45 times, so I guess that's 50%.
Gotta get over 100.
Just throw it up to him, you know what I mean? But the fact that he brought up the targets and not the fact that, he's not making plays. He's not the deep threat that he was at Arizona State. You know what I mean? Like that he's like, oh, he was dominant, at catching the ball in college. I'm like, it's not freaking college anymore, man.
Right.
Like, you're playing against the best athletes in the world now in that sport. You have to be better. And he just hasn't been better.
Julian Edelman was a quarterback in college. Okay. So he became a receiver. Okay. And he made catches. Like, that's such bullshit. That just stop complaining and just go out there and run routes and catch the ball.
Put the work in.
I would also like to remind everyone that we took him over DK Metcalf.
Yes.
Yes.
That's salt in the wound.
And the most important part of that is DK Metcalf going to Seattle forced Pete to take his shirt off when he walked into the building. Yeah. Everybody's seen that footage, right? Like, he takes his shirt off to shake his hand. Yeah, that kid's a beast. And that goes back to, honestly, just the deficit in the draft room as of late. Like, this year they did a great job. I think this year, well, anybody can do a great job if you open up dad's wallet and you just start spending money, right? So
of course,
like, the Patriots have decided to do that, which is super exciting. I've probably never been so excited about a Patriots season as I am about this one. Because
come on, really?
I wouldn't go that far, but
wow.
I will. What are you worried about? Cam Neely. Yes. Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. Same difference.
White slow can't throw. Cam Neely or Cam Newton going to be one of them will be our quarterback.
Yep.
It's either going to work out or it's not. I think he is on a short leash. I do still think he gets the start because I think Bill goes with the known entity. And then I think behind that, they seem to be super excited about Mac.
Wait, so you're telling me the year after they went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl through a fluke catch.
Yep.
The year after that, you weren't as excited about that team as you are about this team?
No, because we've never been so unknown outside of beat on paper. We've got a lot of talent. We've never been so unknown and had so much room for growth coming off of last year. Okay. I think personally. Yeah, super excited.
All right.
Super excited. We got new toys we want to see.
So it's more intrigue than excitement.
I'd agree with Adam.
I'm intrigued by it. I want to see what happens, but
I'm not like fired up. Like, let's go.
I'm not like Randy Moss and what's his name, Wes Welker are coming through the door. I don't think that's going to happen this year. Do you?
I'm Joey Chestnut with a plate full of dogs in front of me. Can't wait to get started. Can't wait to get started.
All right.
I'm with Timmy on that too. I'm more excited than, I'm intrigued as well, but I'm more excited. I'm like, let's go. I'm dying for training camp to start.
Oh my God.
Absolutely dying for training camp to start.
Can't wait. I haven't been to training camp in late July since we were season ticket holders, and we might go.
Really?
And we might cut through
ATB
Connecticut just to drive past your house. 74 anywhere lane. Yes.
I'm going to go out on 95 and just throw eggs until I hit your car.
Can we get to that real quick now that we've covered the Nikhil Harry nonsense and my excitement about the Patriots? Where were you?
I was in
the fearless live free or die state of New Hampshire.
I was in Auburn, New Hampshire.
Well, you sort of tilted your cards on that one earlier.
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
So was that family?
Yeah, my sister-in-law lives up there. So
I just you took a picture of like a welcome to New Hampshire state sign.
Yeah,
like,
you live
is this
near
you? And I'm like, there's a bunch of those signs. You didn't like.
Did you
there's
see
no
what I fired
marker.
back though?
There's like that's not Hampton. I don't know where the hell that is. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
There's only one entrance to New Hampshire. You found it.
Yeah, I've never seen a sign that says Bienvenue. Never in my life here in New Hampshire. They don't have any of those.
When Tim was a mile away from my house, he sent me a picture of the Hilton Garden Inn. So I thouut that's what you did.
I didn't know we were that close. I absolutely knew we were that close.
100% you knew.
Is it gonna bother you? The girls are in bed.
It's a bother. Okay.
I was at a Mexican car show getting sushi. Figure that out. If that's a deep dive on where Adam lives, yes.
They make the California rolls right on the engine block. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, yeah. Essay, you want more ice? Yeah.
Where do you think I live?
He's in a wonderful neighborhood.
Yeah.
Not near the car. No, honestly. Yes, you're in a wonderful neighborhood, not near the car show.
That's true.
Or the fire trucks, or the ambulance, or the gunshots, or the
none of that is near me. That's true.
I appreciate
only
that.
a mile and a half down the road.
I feel like it's further. It was further in my heart. If that
okay, all right. Fair enough. So,
All right, so
in
you
all
were-
seriousness, how close was I to you?
If you were in Auburn, you're talking 101 west, almost the end of 101 towards Concord.
Yeah.
I'm on. You're going back across if you wanted to go as the crow drives, not flies, because that's bullshit. Like, what are we,
Yeah.
messenger pigeons now?
Right.
Like,
right.
oh, as
I
the
got
crow
you.
flies, nobody's doing that. Nobody's forging to the Lewis and Clark aren't here, right? So back to exit 7 to Epping, and then a thing and a stuff and a thing. 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I was a bit
Yeah.
of. So I didn't realize that New Hampshire wasn't like all just in one area where Portsmouth is. I thought that's all I thought New Hampshire was. I didn't know there were other parts of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. got
Yeah.
it,
Then
got
you
it.
then you've got the Berwicks where Scotty Dukes is. You get Straftopia where I am.
Wait.
We're still
so I thought
pooping in
Scotty
the woods.
Dukes
We're
was
still
in Maine.
foraging for food.
Scotty, you're
That
not
is
in Maine.
Maine. That is Maine.
Oh, then why'd you say the Berwicks?
Yeah.
Berwick, Maine.
Oh,
South Berwick, North Berwick,
The-
Berwick.
no idea. I'm in southern New England now. I don't pay
Little
attention to
shoes to
northern
a
New England.
gang sign. None of that's happening.
South
None of that's
East.
happening. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it does not happen here. You notice the
Lots,
trucker hat?
lots of fentanyl rolling into Maine. Not.
No, no. He's in
No.
God's country. I'm in
okay.
God's country.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
all right.
Middle of nowhere. I mean, yeah. I mean, God's never been there, but we've seen pictures. Yeah.
They have a lot of weed. A lot of weed.
Lot of
yeah,
weed. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
surprised.
If you wanted to
Lot
get
of
lifted, you
We
should have
just-
gone to see Scotty.
We just legalized weed in Connecticut just on the 1st of July. So next time you're in town, Tim,
How
New
has
Hampshire-
hit me up with a
New Hampshire-
bowl.
New Hampshire's
How is New
holding
Hampshire
out.
behind the curve on this? They're the live free and die state. They usually
Live
do
free or
everything
die.
before. And Massachusetts and Connecticut have both beat you to the because we
Terrible.
love the tax money from the
That's right.
marijuana. That's why
that's right.
you don't want
Also-
the tax money, I guess.
On that topic, did you hear about the Olympic runner with that? the
Oh, yeah,
marijuana
yeah.
Oh,
stuff?
let's die. Yes, let's go down this rabbit hole. What is everybody's vote? Is she on the Olympic team or not?
Oh, I don't think she's making it.
No,
Wait,
for
do,
what
do
I
you,
No,
heard,
how do you feel about
do
it?
you
Based
think
on
she
cover-
should make it?
Oh, should she? I think the rule is dumb, but at the same time, I think it was dumb that she did that knowing the rule. I understand she was going through a lot and all that, and I think it's stupid, and I feel bad for her. And
I think
they should get rid of it, but it
but
is
she
what
broke
it
the
is.
rule. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I agree. She knew what the rules were. She broke the rule. She got tested. She got bounced. I also think that weed is the new American cigarette.
but
And I would argue that a runner for the Olympics shouldn't be smoking anything.
Anything.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Above and beyond that, I disagree with her getting bounced from the team. As somebody in the sports universe tweeted, so we're testing for performance diminishers now.
Yeah.
New rule, right? And I'll take it a step further. So I think she should be on the team. Although I agree with why she's not, because she broke the rules and they're crystal clear, and we can do the whole speech from Charlie and the
But
Chocolate
I do
Factory.
believe she should have been on the team still.
Yeah, I agree with that. Here's my concern, and here's where we're going down the dark alley, and I'm going to pontificate, then throw it to rubber shoes. If she is not allowed to smoke weed, and we're going to call that an offense, you are also, there's a team, I don't remember what country it is, who is allowing a guy who has taken estrogen for the last
New
12
Zealand.
months to compete as a
Weightlifter.
weightlifter in the category of female.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, you said it for me,
Tell,
rubber shoes.
tell
You're
us
on-
how you
you're
really
on-
feel, Rubber Shoes.
You're on like, well, to me, that is the mania that we're living in right now.
That
She lost her
so-
mom. She's very upset. She has anxiety, whatever the case
Right.
may be,
She
THC,
can't compete,
CBD,
but-
whatever it is. She wanted to bring herself down. She did a little weed that 9,000% of athletes are doing right now.
Right.
Right now. Somebody's
Right.
smoking weed right now.
That
and they
isn't
have a
helping her at
professional
all
sports contract.
with running.
Well, the problem is it's a federally banned drug, and you're
Right.
on the national team. So I feel they got to change the laws on marijuana. So in my other job doing the truck stuff, we do a lot of trucks for these cannabis companies, and they cannot get loans because it's a federally banned substance. They can't get loans because no bank will touch them.
And what Rubber Shoes is really trying to say is some of the stuff falls off the truck. Keep going.
No,
You were making your point.
I can't do that on my real job.
Yes, exactly.
I can't do it during my real job. Yeah.
But
You
it-
smell something burning? We're firemen. Everything's burning.
yeah.
I think this thing with New Zealand, right? So this is one of those things that I don't think there's enough information about yet. And so personally, I think if first of all, for the Olympics, it needs to come from the Olympic Committee. If you're going to allow this type of thing to happen, it needs to happen for everybody in every country, right? It can't be one person from one country because they're a progressive country or whatever you want to call it. So I think they need to, first of all, the Olympic Committee needs to get ahead of it. They should have already been ahead of it because it's a topic of conversation in high school sports.
They're busy screwing up the budget, Adam, one thing at a time.
Sorry, you're right. But you know what I mean, though. I think they need to get ahead of it. And obviously they didn't in time.
Mhm.
And so I don't think it's fair because it's not a level playing field. If you made it a level playing field and, everybody agreed to it, then fine. But they didn't do that yet. So I think that's ridiculous.
Right. I believe so. If the only way it's going to be able to work is if you have men's sports, women's sports, and transgender sports. They compete against each other in that. It's not going to be a level playing field if you have a transgender female doing anything against a female.
I see what you're saying, but I do feel that they wouldn't, like, the athletes wouldn't go for that, since most of them are trying to like fit in as like, I want to be a woman, even though maybe some of them might just be doing it to win awards. But
there's already been a transgender MMA fighter.
That stuff is terrible.
The transgender fighter crushed a woman's skull.
That was the second one she did, actually.
Yeah. It can't be done. You cannot do it.
I just think there's not enough known about the different, like once someone has gone through their entire transition, known about what that does physically to your body. I mean, obviously it's clear what the transition does, but as far as from an athletic standpoint, I don't think there's enough research and information about it to really definitively say it's an even playing field or it's not. So I personally think they need to pump the brakes on it a little bit and figure it out. It's not the same as being accepting of transgender individuals.
Yep.
It's just, you have to, it's a sport. People work their entire lives to win a gold medal.
Yep.
And so they should be allowed to participate under the rules without other people skirting the rules.
Great point. There's a differentiation between fair and equal.
Right.
And it's about creating a fair space. It doesn't need to be equal. Equal means everybody, you're all winners. Everybody gets we've unfortunately decided that's a thing we're doing with our kids for the last 30 years, right?
Oh yeah.
Everybody gets a trophy. That's not what I'm talking about. It's about creating, like, to your point, we have to eliminate the shades of gray. Right. There needs to be a definitive understanding. And I think that takes way more time. And to Adam's point, I'm all about being understanding. I think right now, for her to get ejected, because I would rather have, what is her name again? Little Shoes.
Oh, Sha'Carri Richardson.
I would rather have her wrapped in an American flag, smoking a blunt during the national anthem, than
with Snoop Dogg next door.
My other friend, who was wrapped in a flag a few years ago, who now wants to pretend that she's not excited about the anthem because that might get her the Nike deal. And God bless you, Phil Knight, if you take it. That you're losing me there. There has to be a conversation about all of that too, right? Because now there's and again, to Adam's point, if that country decided we're okay with this, you're also coming into the universe where now the declaration has to be from the Olympic Committee.
Yeah.
This is not about how countries feel. This is about how everybody thinks it should happen, right? Like, the feelings come after the thought process, and there's not enough thought into what this does, because as you said, Adam, I think a male transitioning to female competing against other females, arguably, because I'm a scientist and I play one on this show, I would argue there would always be a leg up.
Right.
I think a female transitioning to male, there would be a substantial disadvantage just due to the infrastructure of the DNA that individual was born with.
But there's no way to tell that. Right. I mean,
No,
there's not enough research about it
because the girl that smoked weed and the girl that hates our country could both run faster than me, and I'm a guy.
right.
And I'm slow by choice. She is.
And it may
not water. Yeah, keep going.
It may be a situation where the Olympic Committee decides that there are certain sports that it doesn't matter, right?
Mhm.
Golf, for instance, it doesn't matter. It may not matter. I don't know if it does or it doesn't. It may not. You might think skeet shooting or whatever. I don't know, horseback riding or whatever.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Maybe that's how they go, but
Yeah.
they have to look at it, and you have to look at it on an individual sport basis, and you have to decide as a collective, because New Zealand can't make the determination for every other country. It's just not fair.
Listen, they've got the Lord of the Rings. They're busy.
There's a
busy.
reason why they do drug
Scotty.
testing.
Right.
It started way back in the 70s, probably even earlier than that, like the East Berlin and Russia. They were all look at Rocky 4, Drago versus
That was fake.
Apollo. But it's the same type of subject. Like, there's a reason why there's drug testing in sports.
Right. No, I agree with you. Uh-oh,
Because it gives people a disadvantage or an advantage over people that don't. Tim, we're talking wrestling now. Fake stuff.
He just referenced Drago
Yeah.
in a real world conversation. Can I reference real quick before we move on? And if you're still here, God bless you. You're a
Please.
P1. And if
Thank
you know
you.
what that is, double God bless you. Tell your friends. Holy smokes. I believe, based on the backgrounds, unless we're using green screen and Lowell, you're both in the same house.
Yeah.
I feel like Little Shoes is in a real space and you were in an episode of Batman. Or is my chair broken? Like, are
No,
those
you're
shelves
seeing that right.
crooked?
You're
Is he
seeing that right.
crooked?
Yeah,
It might be the camera.
Okay, don't touch it. Don't. We've gone there. I'll take 4K crooked over 1K. Can't see you anymore. Yeah. Are you okay or no K?
I'm okay.
All right.
What do you get when you're up by the pool? 1K, right?
Negative.
14.4. Remember when you first got web TV and it was building the page? Yeah. Building the page.
Yeah.
The Celtics lost. The Celtics lost Lenny Bias. Oh, I thought it was a game. No,
Nope.
just a dead player. Anyway,
Oh, ouch.
listen, too soon.
Bringing it-
Actually, too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You're welcome, Scotty.
Lenny bias.
Scotty's gonna shut his camera off now. Oh my God. Can we quickly celebrate that playoff hockey's still alive and well? Can we grimace at the fact that we should be talking about a sweep for the Tampa Bay Hawkeneers?
Yeah, that'll happen.
Well,
I mean, not the sweep,
It won't be a
obviously.
sweep
Can't
anymore.
happen.
No, not the sweep.
Unless they
obviously,
sign off and Drago overnight. Who knows? Maybe they
Well,
will.
did you see the Tampa Bay mayor came out and said that take it easy on them because we wanted to
Yes!
win at
They want to
home?
win back at home.
Did you see that?
That
I was
is
like,
a
really?
full-fledged jinx.
Well, that's
Listen,
because
Scotty-
all the women, all the wives and girlfriends couldn't go to Canada.
Scotty, listen. Have you not seen the Mighty Ducks? This is what happens, okay? The underdog team comes back and wins in front of their home crowd. That's what happens. Definitely going to happen in this situation too.
I think so.
It
Mighty,
can't
have you seen the Mighty Ducks?
So we're referencing
James
movies
Harden.
again.
We go from Rocky to the Mighty Ducks. We're just
That's what I'm saying.
Even
It's
Adam's
the
dog
rings.
is leaving the
It's just
room.
movie galore, man.
The
This
underdog
is like,
team is the
Uh.
Canadians. They cannot win the Stanley
Yeah.
Cup at home.
Because
Okay.
Game 7 would
It
be
I was
has
trying
to
to
go
make
to
a
Game
joke. It
7
fell
and-
flat. I was trying to make
yeah.
a joke. It fell flat.
I appreciate the effort.
Thank you.
Next year, Adam will
Thanks.
sharpen his hockey sword on the
Nah,
stone.
probably
Yeah.
won't.
Probably won't. Probably won't. All right, so nobody cares about that. You're probably talking about it next week, and I'll be happy to miss it either way because I could care less because it's not the Bruins.
Right.
The finals. Everyone on screen, which is everybody but me, make me care about this because I wanted Trae Young.
Oh yeah, I
Like
wanted
Chris
it
Middleton,
too.
I'm excited for Chris Middleton because he probably has to carry this team because I don't think Giannis is he going to make it back? Like,
He
what's
is
the deal?
doubtful for. He might play tonight, but it's up in the air. It's a game time decision.
Okay. What's your
Yeah,
what's your pick? Everybody who knows, what is your pick, Scotty? You start.
honestly, I like Phoenix. I think Phoenix healthier and they're, they've had, a little bit of time off, which, any rest at this point, especially for Chris Paul. I like Phoenix. I do think, especially if Giannis does come back, even if Giannis is like 50%, it'll be a series. I think Phoenix in like 6. One thing I will say though, when I was watching the Suns and Chris Paul struggle mightily, and then obviously especially in that first half, like in Game 5 he struggled, and then he came back and obviously he dropped 41 in Game 6 to close it out. But when I was watching him struggle, I was like, here he goes again. This is playoff Chris Paul is going to choke. But I think him getting over that and getting into the finals, I think that pushes him through. Plus, they still got a lot of young legs on that team, and I think they'll win.
I agree with same exact thing. Phoenix in 6. I hope they win too, because this will definitely probably not be Giannis's last finals, but this will definitely be Chris Paul's only finals unless he goes to the Lakers or something. So I'd be happy to see him finally do it. And I just think it's exciting because it's finally different. At the beginning of the NBA season, no one would have saw this coming. And it made it entertaining. And the ratings have been, for what I saw, the ratings for this playoffs has been the highest since 2002. So
I'm going to make my moronic call. I'm going to go Phoenix in 5, better uniforms. Go ahead. Next. Just better unis all day. All
day.
I don't need a 9-point elk
dope.
on my shirt.
Nice.
That inspires nobody.
Booker and CP3, and they're gonna go to 7. They're gonna win it at home in Phoenix. They're gonna let Milwaukee win Game 6 and then come back and win it in Game 7.
All right.
I gotta go with the Bucks, of course, because they're Eastern Conference. I always go with the Eastern Conference team, and I like Giannis. I don't think Phoenix has anybody that can stop Giannis if he comes back. If he's not at full strength, maybe they take.
Have you ever seen DeAndre Ayton?
DeAndre Ayton is
well, it's not about stopping him one-on-one. It's more of collapsing the paint when he drives in, because force him to shoot.
Yeah.
Force him to shoot.
Crowder and Peyton will make a wall, just like
or PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they got,
I don't know.
They got.
I still like the Bucks in 7. That's gonna be my.
And you
my
figure
go-to.
even if Giannis plays, he's not going to be 100%.
No, maybe not, but I just think he's unstoppable. I think that he's gonna get his 30 points at least tonight when he comes back. If he comes back, if he doesn't come back, then we need to talk about it differently. But if he comes back, I think they win in 7.
Adam, if he plays,
If
tonight,
everything changes, I'll change my pick. But if it doesn't change,
that's how I pick. That's how I always win.
Adam,
he's,
if Giannis
he's a
plays
blast
tonight,
at the casino, ladies. Bring him.
do not go on and to DraftKings and do the over for Giannis.
I don't
He is
bet.
not scoring over.
And there we have the
is.
rubber shoes jinx. Giannis is going to drop 45 tonight. Head on him,
People
please.
in Massachusetts are driving to the New Hampshire border right now to place their bets and get alcohol.
Hurry, rubber shoes told me. Rubber shoes told me.
Bet against a shoe.
What I don't understand is what is Tim? What's your pick? You said Phoenix in 5.
Yep, fun with Phoenix in 5.
Okay.
Better uniforms. Yep.
Oh, better uniforms. That's a good one.
Absolutely. Well, I love CP3, and I agree with Little Shoes. I think this is probably his last opportunity. A great player that deserves to have a ring, right? I shouldn't say deserves to have a ring.
He's
Scotty,
deserving of a ring.
there it is.
I don't think he deserves it. The only reason I don't think he deserves it is, look, he's a great point guard. They call him the point god for a reason. He's an unbelievable player. He chirps a lot. I mean, homeboy talks a lot of shit for not winning a goddamn thing and choking many, many, many very good teams away in the playoffs. They talk about injuries and stuff like that too. But
it's a longer title, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
His new book.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be honestly, I'd be more happy for Monty Williams. I think he's an awesome coach, and I think he's gotten the raw end of the stick for a few times in some of his coaching positions. I'd be happier for him, and even the young guys. I love Ayton, I love Hugh DeAndre, and I love Booker and those guys too. But I'm not going to be upset for CP3. I do like him but I don't know if he. I don't put him in that that echelon of he absolutely has to have that ring. For him to be up there.
I love that he's getting a shot to earn one. How's that? That better?
I agree. I agree with that.
I think that if he didn't get hurt that year with the Rockets, they would have.
I honestly thought that that Clippers team that they had when they had
They just choked that so bad.
DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Matty Barnes. That team was just stacked. I mean, absolutely stacked.
They never even made it to the conference championship, correct?
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
So we got Adam is going with Wildlife. He's
Please.
going with the Bucks in 7.
Yep.
Rubber Shoes, Phoenix in 7. We've got Little Shoes, Phoenix in 6.
Who's writing this down?
Yes.
Scotty's got Phoenix in 6.
We're recording it.
And I'll take Phoenix in 5. We're recording it.
I'll
Dr.
be sure to
Zabruder up in the
watch it
corner
back.
goes back and watches it 9 times.
I know.
Back into the left.
No.
Guys, I listened to it on Spotify, guys.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off on
Yeah.
Spotify, but on YouTube looks great. Looks great on YouTube.
I watch YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and the Spotify.
And then he
Just make
forces
sure.
everybody at the firehouse to watch it while they're having burgers and tots.
Yesterday he was
Nobody
laying out in the
finishes their
sun
plate that night.
with this show blasting on the speaker in the backyard.
Yes.
Oh my God. I love it.
Get all your guys to listen.
Shameless plugs
Whole
in beautiful
neighborhood got to
downtown
listen
Lowell.
to the
Yes.
podcast.
All right,
I mean,
so
we get just got to put a fine point on this. We get text messages after the show. We watched with the family tonight on the big screen, and I have a couple of points of feedback.
it's
Yeah.
all
Okay, Rubber Shoes.
it's all if we can't handle criticism, and we implore you
Oh, please.
while you're watching on atbshow.com
Yes.
or when you go to Linktree and go to any of our social media, we all have thick enough skin.
Yes.
Tell us what you like. Tell us what you hate. Tell us if you want me to take next week off. Okay, I will.
Oh.
And from there, we will continue to improve the show. We've got some technical greatness that's coming in the coming weeks, which
Oh
is
my.
exciting.
Don't tease that.
It's
Don't
going to be
tease
good.
that.
And Derek still cobbling the hat together.
Okay.
Yes. Knit 1, Pearl 2. It's coming. It's going to be very exciting.
That's
Well,
coming 2024.
You never know. You never know.
So
So
if you'd like to see ATB at the park, at Fenway Park,
Oh,
tell us
ATP.
that.
I don't hate
ATB
that.
at the park.
I don't.
Oh.
Well,
Ballpark, at the ballpark. Sorry. ATB at the ballpark. Sorry. I misspoke.
I'm
Just
going to
trailed
go.
off there. Just
I'm
kinda-
going to go with
At
this
the
one.
ballpark.
ATB, a tailgate of buffoons.
Ooh, all
Yes.
right.
I like-
All right.
I'm
We
down for
could
that.
go pay for parking and drink and never go in
Yeah. Do a live broadcast from the parking lot.
because I think Foxborough is going to be a hefty ticket this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at the Brady when Brady comes to town. As soon as they release the schedule, I immediately went on there because I'm like I got to just take a look. Nosebleeds are like 1,800.
Oh my.
And
It's insane.
and I think we just go sit in the parking lot and enjoy it.
Do you
Nope.
think are they gonna do a video montage for Brady when he comes back? You know how
Absolutely.
they did that? They are.
If they
Oh.
if they
I
don't,
hate that shit.
dude.
What?
I hate
He
it.
gave us
No.
20
Brady,
years. You could
listen,
give him a
hold
freaking
it.
5-minute video.
No,
What?
no, but he's on the other team.
You
Do
think
it when he
Belichick-
retires.
Margaret,
Oh.
I don't
Margaret,
know.
stop yelling.
I don't think
Stop
Belichick will
yelling,
allow it.
Margaret.
I don't think Belichick.
I don't think he
let-
will
let them
either.
do that.
Should they play a
Oh, I think
video
we definitely
about
do.
Brady on the fucking screen that Brady built? Yes,
No.
they should.
No. When he's retired, definitely give him a whole night. Give him 4 hours of nonstop Brady. But he's playing on the other side of the field.
This is going to be a 30 for dirty with you and me for like 9 hours. This will be like the English Patient with no sound, backwards in sepia tone. Are you out of your fucking mind right now?
100%. Do
Ooh.
not do it. I hate
Don't
it.
do a
I
Brady
don't-
tribute
What?
video.
No,
I can't wait till
when
week
he comes
4.
back when he's
Mine.
retired.
Oh my God.
You're
No
out
way.
of your marbles.
I love
So-
Brady. Dude,
Okay.
throw a parade down Boston, down the center of Boston. I don't care. Turn Route 1 into Tom Brady Way when he retires.
So
When
wait,
he retires.
when Paul Pierce showed up, or Isaiah, actually no, forget about
I
Paul
was
Pierce.
just gonna say,
How
if
about Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah friggin' Thomas showed up to
Yep.
the Garden, and they put a friggin' little tribute up there
Yep.
for Isaiah
Well,
Thomas,
that's the
who
Celtics.
was
They're
here
running out
for
of
4
rabbits.
years,
Yeah,
just
that's-
because he's a teeny man,
And
and he
the-
made some shots with his lefties. You going to give him that, and that's okay?
No,
Chara-
no,
they
I
did
think
one
it's.
for-
I don't
they
think
actually
they should
did.
ever do it.
They did 2 for Chara because they did the first one. There was no
Oh yeah, they
crowds
did.
in,
Yep.
crowd in the stands, and then they did it again when there were a crowd in the stands.
I
But-
don't think they should do it.
I don't
Period.
think any of those coaches hated the player as much as Belichick hates Brady right
And
now.
on the heels of what Rubber Shoes just said, oxygen has returned to my brain, Adam. So I'm going to meet you in the middle here.
Okay.
It is a very different relationship between this coach and this player.
Yes.
And this
it
coach
true.
is also the general manager. And let's be honest, she is the princess of the park.
Of course.
So
Of course.
you are probably right in that she has editorial decisions over what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we may not see it. I'm going to return to my anger now and say you're both out of your minds. If you and Belichick think he shouldn't have a video, he built the place. The Davios should, after he goes and eats there, because the only reason they have a restaurant on that campus is because he built the place.
Isn't
You're
everything, by the way,
at Schaefer Stadium with stale beer and concrete seats if he never throws a football for our team? I'm sorry, we're not even here. We're in St. Louis if he doesn't throw a football for our team.
but what about the fact that all the video, everything is Kraft Productions? You don't think Robert Kraft, of all people, would want to put something up there for Tommy? I mean, I don't think, as much as Belichick has a lot of say and a lot of pull, but if it's Kraft Video Productions is going to do that, I see it absolutely happening. I absolutely see this happening.
I agree with Adam that Belichick feels a certain way. Absolutely agree with you, Adam. I also think that Robert Forehand Kraft is very worried about his optics and his legacy moving forward.
Oh, I agree with that.
And
100%.
he will tell them to hit the play button because Belichick can't run up that many stairs to kill him during probably the first time out in the first quarter.
I just think it is.
That's my guess.
I think I would be in favor of them renaming Gillette Stadium to Tom Brady Stadium after he retires. To show a 5-hour documentary filled with Tom Brady and Giselle making out on the beach in Costa Rica. I don't care. Do it after he retires. 100%.
Our listeners and viewers right now are like, oh, I finally figured it out. The guy in the middle talks too much. The guy in the bottom in Connecticut is the contrarian. Scotty knows about the NBA, and Little Shoes is here to prove that Rubber Shoes is relatively responsible. Everybody has their role. Like, you were such a contrarian, dude.
What are you talking? This is what I truly believe. I don't think they should do it. I think they should never do it for a returning player until they retire. I agree. I don't think Isaiah Thomas deserved one. The guy was here for 30 seconds. He didn't deserve one. I love Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is one of my favorite basketball players of all time. I wanted to see Paul Pierce retire as a Celtic. I did not want to see him go to the Brooklyn Nets. When he came back and had a retirement ceremony, I watched the whole thing.
Where we got crushed.
You know who's excited about Paul Pierce being in our city? Every strip joint. Jasmine, come through.
So,
and now he's selling weed in Maine with Scotty.
Yeah,
most of those other players, it wasn't their choice to leave.
That's a
great point.
Brady was forced out of my mind. I think Belichick didn't want him. That's why I think Belichick doesn't want to have a montage for him. I believe he deserves one when he comes back during that game. Just to let you know, I don't think that they will because of Belichick, but I do believe that they should do it for him. I'm on that. I do believe they should do it.
I would say that they do it, and Timmy, you had mentioned kind of like slid it in there, like first time out of the first quarter. I don't think they do it during the game. I think it's something right before the game.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean? Like they show something right before the game starts.
To something.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't think they'll do it during the game.
Well, when the Celtics do it, they do it at the timeout.
I know the Celtics do, but I don't think this is
once the game starts, it's all business.
Well, so
it's like a lot of the stuff like they do with the Red Sox when they bring the Red Sox trophy, you know, when they win the World Series, right? Yeah. You know, the last time I was actually there at the Green Bay game when they brought it up the last time. It's right before the game. I think something like that would happen.
I think the concession between Kraft and Belichick will be we're not going to create the pomp and circumstance about having it as an event before the game starts. It may be they may talk to CBS or whomever's running that game. It'll be the Bucks. It'll be on Fox because if the NFC comes to Gillette, it's on Fox. They will talk to Fox beforehand and say, give us a huge block on that first time out. That creates it. It's not a big deal, but we can still make it a big deal, but it won't feel like a big deal because I'm telling you, the optics for Crafty will be super huge. I love that we brought up so many things that we brought up tonight. And this is why I'm super excited.
Take the week off.
It looks like Little Shoes paid his bill. It looks like Rubber Shoes had the light show.
You know what?
I feel like Mother Shoes is down in the basement trying to keep Little Shoes on the air
switches.
and Rubber Shoes off the air.
So I had natural light and now there's a thunderstorm coming through, so it just got really dark outside.
it's like slightly dark, but whenever Tim talks, it gets really bright because it's background, and I'm like in a small where he's more in an open.
I'm a little bit surprised that the Funko Pops and the dolls don't have little like pin lights angled down on them in different ways to spotlight each individual doll.
What's interesting is like I'm talking now. I know every time I talk to Tyler can't see anything. So on my screen, I have everybody up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I have everybody up on my screen. So I didn't realize I was doing that
too.
to rubbish. What's really important is I'm hoping that there's 2 different breakers in the Corey household and we lose rubber shoes and we keep little shoes. That might be the best segment of the show, really. And I
That
love
would be
you,
pretty
Rubber Shoes,
awesome.
but Rubber Shoes gets his minutes every day.
Yeah.
He's rambling
Actually,
every day.
if you watched the wrap up this morning, it was a little dark because I thought the natural light was a little better than it was this morning. I should have put the ring light on. It was
and I didn't realize
really
he's
dark
smoking
this
some of
morning.
the stuff that falls off the truck.
Yeah.
That aside,
Timmy, Rubber Shoes is requesting a trade to another podcast. So, he's not getting enough touches.
The new segment should be every week your lighting getting darker. We're gonna get black curtains back there until it's just pitch black.
yes, be like an episode of Dateline.
Where is he?
Yeah. So LeBron, can we go there? If you didn't see the footage, let's talk about it. He is in the gym that he built. Ironic that we're going from that topic to that topic. He's in the gym that he built, and there's apparently somebody at the school on the sideline who's doing play-by-play that is probably getting uploaded to the internet in real time and is audible, or he's got somebody on his team who's listening into the broadcast. And he heard Scotty shaking his head. So please correct me when I'm done rambling here, Scotty. So the guy on the sideline, by the timekeeper, by the people, makes a comment that Bronny's getting a lot of calls because we're in the house that his dad built. And that gets back to LeBron. And LeBron marches over. The game stops. And LeBron marches over to confront this guy. And as a dad, I appreciate defending your kid. As a dad, if I built in gym, I appreciate defending your kid. In the grand scheme of things, I don't. Did we lose Adam? We lost Adam.
We were just talking about losing rubber shoes, and now we
lost Adam. It's all right. He'll be back. It's very exciting. He left for burgers and tots. He'll be back. So Scotty, bring me up to speed on this. Like, where am I completely wrong in being annoyed by his behavior? Like and I joke all the time. So our son, Aiden, our oldest, plays lacrosse. I call Ginny the dance mom. She hasn't yet worn eye black, even though I say she does. And she hasn't bought Skull yet, although she's close. She's that mom who's almost the dad on the sideline with the dip and the eye black screaming, right? And she's not. He's turned into like that. To me, what he did the other night was too much. Him showing up with Drake. Love Drake, by the way, in case he's listening. We'll take sponsorships. Love Drake, but they're all showing up for Bronny. And I think his dad crossing the court with, I don't know if that was school security or his security, somebody with heat on their hip, walking him over to the center table and starting this, not confrontation. He was gentlemanly about it. The fact that the game stopped so dad, who owns the gym, could have a conversation is where I start to lose my natural mind. Tell me I'm crazy.
No. I mean, I don't necessarily think you're crazy. So for me, my side of the way I look at it, I actually find him more obnoxious when he's like going crazy after like a play and he's like almost on the court.
Always.
That's super annoying. And like, he's like, which look, you want to cheer your kid on. I love the fact that you want to cheer your kid on. We've all been there. We've all, except for you little shoes, I hope, you're not there yet. But
it's a long talk tonight.
Brother Shoes is like, Jesus, no, not a grandpa. Yeah. But, that stuff drives me a little bit nuts because of the players, that are trying to get up the other end of the court have to deal with, him because he flipped his shoe off because he got too excited and kicked it. What happened here was, it's almost like a public address announcer where he's actually like, you can actually hear him in the background. So the stream that you're talking about, a lot of like, mid-major schools, like these, these relatively decent high schools and stuff like that, especially, some of the more generally, higher ranked schools in the country have these actual locally broadcast shows. And that's essentially what that was. But there's a person that's actually there, almost like a public address announcer, who's actually like almost narrating the game, essentially kind of like similar to street ball, but not.
I was just going to say that. Professor, like they're like,
right. Yeah.
The guy that has the mic on the court.
Yes,
trash
except
talking
he wasn't
everybody.
on the court. He's like on the side or on the bleachers or whatever,
Okay.
and then he barks this out. At first, I thought LeBron was totally in his right to like kind of like just say, "What the hell?" Like that's don't that's he made a hell of a move. He got to the rim. He got fouled. That's what it was. He got fouled. Don't take that away from his basketball move and his talent because I'm here and make it about me. He should have left it at that. Because then he kind of like pressed it and it became about him because then he approached the guy and it was school security actually. Wasn't his. It was school security came over and kind of like, and some of the coaches and stuff like that too. Because you could see too, he was also talking to the head coach of Bronny's team that was also there, who was also all worked up about it as well. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't at the like I said, if he would have just left it at 30 seconds of, stop being an asshole. You know what I mean? That's not the case. Don't take it away from the kid's effort and then let it go. I would have been fine with that. But he definitely he pushed it as far as it could go.
Any other dad in that situation that did what he did,
It's kicked out.
it would have been different. And I'm gonna roll it all the way back. As a father, I appreciate that Bronny's being passionate about his son and his efforts. And I think anybody on this call that thinks that kid's not going straight to the pros, if not to a great school and then the pros, and he is already future-proofed more money than all of us combined will see, has lost their mind. So that being said, the kid's pathway to greatness has already been sketched. So as much as I appreciate as a dad that he's out defending his son, stepping onto the court is way beyond it. Because at that point, you've decided I can do this. I'm LeBron James. I am King James. I sell really bad sneakers to kids that work at Marshall's after school because their dad's a maniac and has a tilted camera. It's another story for another time.
Don't make me pull him out.
It's fine. It's going to be great. You're going to make it through the storm, Rubber Shoes. We're going to send help. It's going to be fine. I love all of this.
Do we have an overhead light for Rubber Shoes? What's going on? You don't
No.
have a light you can turn on?
If you want me to move and possibly knock
Nope.
everything over,
We've
Oh my
done
God,
that.
I would
We've
love
done-
to see that.
Actually,
I'm just going to
maybe?
slide out to the lanai and everything. Like, yeah, it was a picture book.
He's
Oh,
moving.
God.
No.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, all
There
right.
he is.
I like all of this. Why did it go out?
That's
It wasn't on in the
on.
first
It's
place.
never
He was
on.
doing it all
It
by
was-
sunlight.
Oh, it just
Natural
got
light
dark. Oh,
before,
it
yeah.
was
Yeah,
using
that's what I
the
said. A
ambient
storm
lighting
is
in the
coming in,
studio.
so
light right
all
now.
my natural light got blocked out by the dark clouds.
I absolutely wanted to address that. And real quick, and there's not enough time for this. And I'm asking you boys to save this for 2 weeks out because I adore her. And I don't mean Rachel Nichols. If you haven't heard about the Rachel Nichols story, absolutely amazing. The girl that she is ultimately having a problem with. And trust me, I'm going to bring a mixed bag to this conversation because there's a lot going on here. I think Rachel Nichols didn't realize that her mic was still on going back to Connecticut. She didn't stop to say hello either. So be mad at her. Too,
what's
Adam.
up with that?
Yeah, honest to God. Her clearly didn't know her mic was on. And in this field, right? And in my environment here as a coach at this company that I work at, I just presume no matter what meeting I'm in, and I think a lot of us in our environments professionally that are very Zoom laden now, assume Jeffrey Tubin, the mic is on, the camera's on, pants on, right? And if you don't get that reference point, look up Jeffrey Tubin. Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah. The New Yorker. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll see the New Jerker. Anyway, well, that being said, if you're in a professional environment, just assume you're live.
Yes.
Especially in this day and age. Rachel
Seen it
Nichols.
happen a lot.
Rachel Nichols forgot that, and the girl that she was ultimately having trouble with, not specifically, but yes, we've met when ESPN was at the Heights in Chestnut Hill, and I think she's phenomenal. And I think based on, and this is what we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. Please wait for me to be back on professional merit. She deserves the job over Rachel Nichols, and we can get into all of that later.
Rachel Nichols is terrible. I hate Rachel Nichols.
Well, she dug herself a hole and she jumped on the jump. And she tried to save face, and I think she's it's not great for her. It's not good because if you are going to espouse the waving of the rainbow flag and all people are welcome, but then you don't want to give up your seat on the bus.
Yeah.
Bad
100%.
pun, but there it is, right?
Yeah.
To the person who has the professional merit to take your seat, I think you've lost your mind. And I think Rachel Nichols has an uphill battle that she may not win with ABC, Disney, ESPN
Yeah, I don't think
at
so.
all. So
Paul
anyway,
Pierce got the boot for dancing
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm saying.
some
I'm
girls.
shocked.
yeah, yep. I'm gonna
She's gone.
go right there. Absolutely, because you know what? If you are ESPN and you know your audience, Paul Pierce should have his own show.
right.
With Jasmine coming through, right? With like 4 rails. on her
Smoking
ass.
joints.
Yes. Yes. Hookers and cocaine with Paul Pierce. Like,
yeah.
that's not really about sports, but nobody cares.
Nobody
We got our
cares.
demo. 18 to 54. They're recording it and watching it later. Absolutely. All right.
Playing
well, I
it at
wanna thank you
halftime with the
boys.
Celtics.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. Please,
Whoa,
without fail.
whoa. Wait,
Oh,
we're not
Oh.
even gonna touch the Red Sox.
I was gonna say the same thing. And I'm
listen.
On the next
as-
episode,
As the executive producer, I'm just trying to hold time here. That's
please.
all.
Thank you.
That's
the Red
all. I'm
Sox
just trying
are
to hold
very
time.
good. Have a good one.
It's
Nope,
the one
I'm not-
local team that's actually playing right now. We're not even gonna touch it.
Nobody
And
cares.
Who has
But we
five
had so much to
All-Stars,
talk about.
5 All-Stars going to the All-Star game, and they're playing Shohei Ohtani.
Wait a
When is
second.
the- when is the
Tonight
All-Star
and tomorrow
Awesome.
night?
When is the
Next
All-Star game?
Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
And,
Rubber shoes.
and
The Connecticut
you guys
Sun are
have
playing.
next Monday to discuss all that.
Yes. We'll talk all Red Sox all the time next week. And Connecticut Sun.
Special Red Sox.
I'm not gonna be here.
I'm not gonna be.
Scotty Dukes can't even be bothered. He's our basketball expert. He can't come for women's basketball.
Well, I mean,
problem with
Connecticut
you?
Sun, I don't
You
really.
better Jones up
not a
on that,
big,
Scotty Dukes. Yeah, there it is.
Brianna Jones put up 36 points and made her first All-Star game. You don't want to talk about that?
Scotty
Okay,
just
we
took a
opened
gulp
up
of
the
his
can of worms.
weed-infused water to get ready
Oh,
for next week.
And I'm the contrarian.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I was setting you guys up for greatness, which I will
Yes.
continue to do. All-Star talk and all the other things next week with these gentlemen. We appreciate
Minus
you watching.
Scotty Dukes.
Please, without fail, share with your friends. ATB Show is where you can find all of our video content. If you're checking out Rubber Shoes on Instagram at ATB Show, you can also go up to our bio where you'll see the LinkedIn with all of the link tree. I apologize. The link tree with all of our social media. We do have merch coming in. Little Shoes was a little off. 2042 is when we get the first hat.
Oh,
combo.
sorry about that.
It's very exciting.
Slightly.
My prayer is, boys, that in a couple of weeks I might be here with the new hat. We'll see how Derek does. You never know.
All right.
You never
stitch it
know.
up.
Until then,
we'll be talking Red Sox.
I'm going over the bridge to Capish Cottage.
Oh,
And,
yes.
these boys will be here with you next week. We appreciate your time. When you're on YouTube, subscribe, tell your friends, and comment. Have a great week. Thank you, boys, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Take
Bye.
care.